How do geopolitical shocks affect business cycles? Imagine waking up to news of a sudden conflict in a country that supplies a significant portion of the world's oil. This scenario illustrates how geopolitical shocks can ripple through economies and impact business cycles. Geopolitical shocks are unexpected events related to international conflicts or political instability that disrupt normal economic activities. They can significantly influence business cycles, which are the fluctuations in economic activity characterized by periods of growth and contraction. One of the first ways these shocks affect the economy is by increasing uncertainty. When consumers and investors feel uncertain, they often become cautious. This means they may spend less and invest less, which can slow down economic growth. For instance, if businesses anticipate a downturn, they may hold off on expanding or hiring. This behavior can trigger or worsen recessions in the business cycle. Another significant impact comes from disruptions in supply chains and commodity markets. For example, if a conflict arises in a major oil-producing region, oil prices can skyrocket. Higher energy costs lead to increased production expenses for many industries. This situation can reduce real incomes for consumers and contribute to rising prices, creating inflationary pressures. When both output growth slows and prices rise, we encounter a situation known as stagflation, complicating the dynamics of the business cycle. Geopolitical shocks can also lead to responses from policymakers. Central banks may have to decide between controlling inflation and supporting economic growth. For example, if a shock negatively impacts output, authorities might implement expansionary policies to cushion the blow. However, these policies can sometimes lead to higher inflation, making the overall impact on the business cycle quite complex. The effects of geopolitical shocks can vary widely depending on the specific event and the economic context. Some shocks, like the Russian invasion of Ukraine, have led to significant inflation due to rising energy prices. Other events, such as the Israel-Hamas conflict, may have different effects, possibly leading to deflation but still negatively impacting overall economic output. The size of the shock is also crucial. Larger geopolitical events tend to have more pronounced effects, amplifying uncertainty and causing greater economic disruptions. Severe shocks can lead to sharp downturns in consumption, investment, and stock markets, deepening recessions. Understanding how geopolitical shocks affect business cycles is essential for policymakers. It helps them anticipate and mitigate negative economic consequences. A flexible policy framework can respond to sudden external shocks while balancing inflation and growth objectives. In summary, geopolitical shocks influence business cycles by increasing uncertainty, disrupting supply chains, triggering inflation, reducing output, and prompting complex policy responses. These effects can vary by event and economic environment but generally lead to increased volatility and downturns in economic activity.